And Bremla, let me go to you first. As an attorney, do you agree with this saying, even though all the trauma that he went through, taking law into his own hands, but then again, look what he went through. What's your thoughts of this?
Well, this has played out in our courtrooms across the country many times, and it's called jury nullification. I mean, a jury would look at this case and understand why he did it. Legally, it's not a defense. It's not self-defense. It might be a mental defense, saying that, his mental state was compromised in some way, meeting the legal standard, that's why he killed, his abuser. But the applause tells you everything. I mean, it basically says, people say stand up and do it. It's not right. It's not legal. But he's got our sympathy, given what happened to him. But there are people sitting in prison just like him. They did the same thing.
And do you agree with them dropping down the charges
yes.
for the plea?
Right, yes, I do. I do because of the risk of jury nullification. I mean, if you look at the indication from applause, then you have to think, what would a jury think? And a jury might well want to give him a break. I mean, to feel a scar from open heart surgery and the grooming and the, abusing animals, and it's like child abuse. It's lifelong, the damage. And it's understandable the rage that he would feel in confronting his abuser. And so it's a risk the prosecution takes in trying a case like that. And to take a plea on a compromised charge, I think is appropriate.
Absolutely. Joseph, what do you make of this remarkable situation?
If you watch the allocution that this man gave in court, it's quite powerful. Of course, one of the stipulations to an agreement like this is that every jot and tittle must be accounted for before the court, the court is amenable to this kind of arrangement. And he went into great detail, and you could tell it was just so much pain that he was kind of pouring out that for years, had been bottled up, within him. I don't, who am I to judge another man's heart? I can't sit here and say that that he was putting on a show or lying or anything like that. More than as I've sat across from enough people at tables and interviewing them where they have. But in this particular case, it was very moving. As far as his mental state, at the risk of sounding mercenary, I have to say, in my memoir, I write extensively about my situation as a child, and about the abuse that I went through, and this idea that I always had in my mind that I reflected back on the things that I would like to do to this individual that had been done to me as a child, and of course that all went into the soup of preparing me to become a death investigator. I used that trauma that I'd endured as a child to kind of man up and callous myself to see the things that I saw for all those years. But it was, for me, I could identify with him, so I've got kind of a dog in the fight. But no, you can't justify what he did under the rule of law. But I think that the court was well within the boundaries of dropping this to the level that they did, yeah.
So that must have, Joseph, you could relate to what this guy went through.
Yeah, I mean, I would not presume to know what was in his heart. As I said, I know what's in my heart, and I know the things that I went through. And, I hope that he has peace. I truly do. I hope that he has peace now after these years. And it's a tough road that he's got in front of him. And, fair winds and following seas, man. That's all I can say.